What's up, YouTube? This is Carrie from Side Tripping with Carrie, and today we're profiling the life and unfortunate death of a local boxer from here in Phoenix. His name was Adulio Nunez, better known as Sonny Nuñez. That was the name that he fought under, and that was his nickname. And Sonny, unfortunately, passed away in his initial professional boxing debut back on July 25th, 1962, here in Phoenix at the world famous, sort of, Madison Square Garden. And we're going to, I'm going to show you I guess where Madison Square Garden used to be. After that, we're going to go visit the final resting place of Sonny Nuñez out at Glendale's Resthaven Park Cemetery. Okay, so we're kind of at the site of what used to be, like I said, the world famous, if you will, Madison Square Garden. And no, it's not the one in New York City. Far from it. I'll show you. Let's see, we'll get over here to the sign. But the Madison Square Garden that was here in Phoenix was right over here off of 7th Avenue near downtown Phoenix. And it was a venue where a lot of pro boxers from Phoenix got their start, and a lot of fighters had their fights here. It was also a venue for wrestling, for professional wrestling, and it was in use from 1929. It was built in 1929, and it closed in 1979. After that, it was like a warehouse for years and years. Finally, the city of Phoenix bought it, tore it down, and then they built this building here. And I think it's a City of Phoenix building, actually, and they have this little museum that's closed today, but it's kind of dedicated to the memory of Madison Square Garden here in Phoenix. You know, I can remember, you know, when you're a kid, I was like, maybe, I'm thinking in the early 70s, the New York Knicks were really good in basketball. And, you know, I'd watch the games with my dad on TV, and, you know, they'd always, oh, we're coming from Madison Square Garden here in New York. And then as a kid, I remember driving by this place when it was here with my dad, and asking my dad, I go, you know, that's not where the Knicks play, right? And he goes, no, of course not. And then, I don't know, maybe it was the little junior lawyer in me. I remember asking him, I go, well, I don't understand how they could have the same name and not get in trouble for that. But apparently they did for the years that they were in operation there, from 1929 to 1979. So I guess they got away with it for 50 years. So let's head on out to Glendale, and I'll tell you a little bit more about Sonny. We are out in Glendale at the Resthaven Park Cemetery, our West Resthaven Park Cemetery. So it's out here in Glendale, Arizona, which is like a suburb of Phoenix. And this is where Sonny Nuñez was from. He and his family lived out here. And Sonny was a boxer. He had had some amateur fights. After his death, he was interviewed by the Arizona Republic sports page reporters, and his manager had said, you know, hey, he'd fought amateur, done pretty well, and was looking forward to turning pro. And so his first pro fight, which turned out to be his last pro fight, was at Madison Square Garden over in Phoenix. He he fought a guy who was also making his debut by the name of, he was a Tucson fighter named Rodrigo Contreras. And Rodrigo was like a last-minute replacement for a guy that Sonny was supposed to fight who couldn't get off work. So Rodrigo and Sonny fought on the undercard of this fight on July 25th, and he was doing well. It was a 4-round fight. These guys were featherweights, and Sonny was doing okay. This isn't one of these fights where, you know, a death occurs in the ring where the person was like overmatched and probably shouldn't have been fighting. There have been a couple of famous deaths in the ring. Probably the first one during a championship fight was in, I think it was the late 40s with Sugar Ray Robinson, who, by the way, is one of my favorite fighters. Man, that guy was something else. But Sugar Ray fought a guy by the name of Jimmy Doyle, and in Cleveland, Ohio. Jimmy was from LA, and it was a championship fight, but Jimmy Doyle was overmatched. He actually couldn't get a license to fight in California because he'd had some really bad knockouts. He'd been knocked out pretty severely a couple of times, and then when he got to Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray beat him up pretty bad, and he wound up dying. After that, though, this kind of shows you what kind of guy Sugar Ray was. He found out that Jimmy Doyle was fighting to try to get a house for his mother, and so the next 4 fights that Sugar Ray fought in, he saved up his prize money and gave it to Jimmy's mother to buy a house with. So I thought that was nice. There's a story out there, but I'm not sure whether it's true or apocryphal, that Sugar Ray had a dream that he was going to kill a guy in the ring, and he went to see a priest about it, and the priest goes, don't worry about it, that's not going to happen, you know, you're being silly. And look what happened. So there was another fighter who died in the ring, a little more recent, South Korean fighter by the name of Duck Koo Kim, who fought Ray Boom Boom Mancini in the early 80s, and again, he was overmatched. And it's funny because, or not funny, it's actually kind of sad, but Boom Boom was never the same after that fight. I mean, you could see him before that fight and after, and he was not the same fighter. And who can blame him? You know, I mean, boxing's a very rough sport. I mean, you hop in that ring, and you know, you really are putting your life in your hands and in somebody else's hands a lot of times. I recently found this out about Duck Koo Kim, though. Man, you talk about tragedy. You know, Ray Mancini went into a very dark depression about it, and like I said, he really was never the same fighter after that. Duck Koo Kim's mother in Korea committed suicide not too long after he died, and the referee of the fight committed suicide as well. I mean, just tragic all the way around. Now, getting back to Sonny was evenly matched with this guy Rodrigo, and I guess Rodrigo didn't have the problems that Ray Mancini had. He went on to fight quite a bit, but he wasn't that great of a fighter. I'll put up his stats. I think he was 19 wins, 21 losses. I think he got knocked out like 10 times. But, you know, he went on. I guess he just didn't let Sonny's death bother him too much. But, you know, Sonny was a pro. He went out, evenly matched fight. It was in the 4th round, and the reporters say that Rodrigo fainted with his left, and Sonny ducked, or shifted to the side to try to avoid what he thought a punch was coming to his left, ran right into a right hand, which was Rodrigo's dominant hand, and knocked him right out. He regained consciousness for just a few minutes. The ring doctor jumped into the ring, called for an ambulance. They came and got him, but unfortunately, Sonny died in the hospital not too long afterwards. Not too long after getting there, went into a coma and passed away. So it's really sad. Sonny left behind a young wife and a young daughter who I believe is still living. I think I saw an entry from her on Sonny's Find a Grave page, which I will link to this video. The boxing community, though, I will say this, both the local boxing community and the national boxing community did right by Sonny. It came together. There were some benefit matches made in the wake of Sonny's death, and there was a boxing commission. The boxing commission in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, put together some money to have Sonny buried. Here is Sonny's final resting place. And Sonny is interred next to his brother Alfredo, Vietnam veteran. And rest in peace, Sonny. I know you gave it your all in the ring, and just sometimes these things happen, man. But yeah, rest in peace. So that's gonna do it, folks. It's I don't know if you saw those raindrops on Sonny's headstone, but it's raining out here, so I'm going to call it on this video. If you like the video, please give it a like. If you like to subscribe, if you like the content, please look around. And if you like it, please subscribe to the channel. I'm getting close to my next benchmark, which is 1,000 subscribers. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing. Pass it around to other people that you might think may like it. Boxing aficionados, or people out here in Phoenix, or just anybody in general. And we'll see you in the next one.